Because this is where I've come, regained my sight, and the tumor that was tormenting me was removed. So there's no way I will forget this hospital. 3. Before the operation, I was completely blind. Now I can see you clearly.
Follow up and maintain contact with our patients long after their release from our hospital.
If anything bothers me, I will call the doctor. And I'm happy he's always available to pick his phone.
Okay, my name is Emmanuel Simon Adaji. I'm from Nigeria. I came to Heslea Medical Center because I was down in health. I had pneumonia, so I was admitted in the hospital. After treating me, and the symptoms persisted, so the doctor advised that I should go for an X-ray. So I did an X-ray, and when I came back to the hospital, they advised that I should do a CT scan. So I did the CT scan, and it showed, from the radiographer's report, it showed that I had tumor in my lungs. So the doctor advised that I should come to Israel, particularly to Heslea Medical Center, because he said that they are the world leading hospital as far as cancer is concerned. I came here for medical evaluation, and that included me having to do some blood tests and then a CT scan. So when I did the blood test and the CT scan, I met with Professor Neil Pellet, and he went through the report and told me that tentatively he will let me know that he does not suspect cancer, that what I had was not cancerous, and to me that was that was really quick. But I have also known about him that he is a world-leading expert on it, and so I was not surprised how quick he was to be able to do that evaluation. So to me, it was awesome. First of all, we spoke on the phone, and then she said I should come that day. She was prompt, she was cautious, she was attentive. She related with me like somebody she had known, and that was to me very comforting. A stranger in a strange land, and having to meet with somebody that related with you as if she has known you for quite some time was heartwarming. I must say that when I came here, the services were prompt. The caregivers and the doctors were they wanted to deal with my case immediately. It wasn't like that in Nigeria. In fact, the very first appointment, after the first appointment I had, the next appointment they gave to me was 3 weeks. So I felt that it's important that despite the cost, I should come down to Israel and have a quicker and better medical attention.
Good evening. My name is William Metier. I am a Nigerian. I wasn't still feeling too okay. So the doctor at NISA suggested that I should just ask me a question. Have you ever done a PSA test? I said, what is PSA? I have no idea what PSA is. So, okay, you better go and get a PSA test so that you can check on your prostate. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I went to the laboratory, and they did the test on the PSA. And a couple of days later, they came back with the result and said the PSA was 11.93 nanogram per milliliter. And I went back to the doctor and said, well, this is the report. He said, 11.93. I said, that is too high. That something was wrong with your prostate. The doctor now said, okay, you know what? It's not too bad. Just hold it. After 6 months, you do another PSA. Then we can track it and see whether something is really going wrong. So I waited. In December, I did another set of PSA. And this time it was 16.95. So 16.95, I decided to go to Lagos. I asked my friends, what they thought, who was the best urologist around, and they referred me to a hospital in Lagos. I went and I met the doctor, and he did a DRE, for the first time. The guys in Abuja didn't do a DRE. The guy in Lagos did a DRE and said, "Oh, you are not too bad, but I feel maybe something on the left side of your prostate. I don't think you should worry. I think you should just do another test in 6 months." And I said to myself, I'm not going to take chances. Got all the details, got the email address, got the phone number, and I sent an email to the address. And within hours, I got a reply. And to tell you, within a few more hours, I got a phone call because I had put my phone number in the email. Actually, it was Yifat Mano who called me. So within the next few days anyway, I spoke with Yifat a couple of times. We exchanged emails. And she said, I must come in here with all logistics, visas, information on airlines, the cheapest airlines, the best route to take, the best times to come, and even with logistics of transfer from the airport to the medical center, and logistics with the place you have to, really indescribable. Because from the very minute we arrived in Israel on Monday, as soon as I got to Herzliya and checked into the hotel, I came straight to the medical center. And right there, within a few minutes, I was taken to the medical laboratory. Within a few minutes. And this is, for me, really wonderful. I had a blood test, the urine test, all taken, and samples taken. I was told to come back in 2 days' time for the results, at which time I would then see a medical consultant. So everything was well arranged, everything were planned out, and nothing appeared to have been missing. In fact, nothing was missing. So when eventually the results of the blood test and the urine test came out, and I saw the consultant, Dr. Keda, on a Wednesday, he looked at the results and said, well, that this is high for my age. They will have to do a biopsy surgery. I said yes. I didn't have to think about it because I came to Israel to know the truth. Simple as that. I didn't want to take chances, and that's why I came to Israel. And now that I'm here, and the doctor is telling me that that's the only final conclusive thing to be done, I told him go ahead. So eventually on Friday, I came. I met a couple of people, the anesthesia team, and other professionals. And all very professional. Everything was done very professionally, very meticulously. I didn't see any panic anywhere. Everything was really professional. I tell you, I'm very impressed. The team of Herzliya Medical Center is wonderful, coordinated, very professional, and they treat you like a human being. So that puts you at peace. Now, when I say they're professional, you don't need to ask them to do anything. They know already what you expect, and they do it even before you ask. And that is very good for me. Whether it is the accounts people or the finance people, or whether it's the tourist people, or whether it's customer service, or whether it's the consultant, whether it's the lab people, they are always so willing to assist to make sure that you get the best out of your trip to this hospital. And also, I will say that I enjoyed it, even though it's supposed to be a serious problem for me, because I was really panicking. Well, I will say that they put me at ease, and they all did their jobs very, very professionally, very, very well. Thank God, thank the Almighty Father, today is a great day for me. When you gave me that telephone call and said, William, I have good news for you, I did not even ask what the good news was. I said, I am coming. And when I came here and you told me that the results of the biopsy was out and I am cancer-free, it was a great feeling. I really thank the Almighty Father for it. I thank the team of Heslea Medical Center for their professionalism. I thank them for the best technology they have used in this whole process and the way they have handled us, myself and my wife. Thank you.
I searched through the internet and I was searching the best hospital, and I have to come aware about the Heslea Medical Center, and I learned that they are one of the best medical centers in Israel. In fact, one of the best in the whole world. Very happy to be here, and I am encouraging anybody that have a health challenge. I am recommending the Heslea Medical Center because I have tested and I have been here, and I know they are very, very perfect, and they have all the professionals. I can say that the hotel, transportation, every other expenditure is affordable. They are normal. I don't find it very difficult. I enjoy the trip. I enjoy everything about it. I am happy. Before the operation, I came to the clinic and I was instructed accordingly against the next day for the operation. I was directed on what to do, and I came down the day of the operation, and everything has been taken care of very, very good, and I was fit few hours after the operation. Oh. And I was very, very happy. I don't even expect that. The case manager was fantastic because, whenever you're doing something and you have someone beside you encouraging, giving you some advices. In fact, it was fantastic.
Gospa Ayoma. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, and I came here for medical treatment. I had to come here because there is no solution in Nigeria. When it started, I was just calling it waist pain. I didn't know it was that, complicated. So I started taking pain relief. And when I did that for some time and it was not going, I went to my hospital and they also started giving me pain relief. After 1 or 2 weeks, they sent me for a test. That was when they discovered that I had lumbar 5 disconnected, that there was a crack on it, and that something was needed urgently to correct it. So that was why I came. And at this time, I could not bend down again. Pain all over the waist, pain all over the 2 legs. I cannot sit as I'm sitting now. I cannot sit up. I cannot walk. The only comfortable position was lying down. And this has been my condition for more than 6 weeks now. First of all, when we had needs to come, to go out for treatment, we had some countries in mind. But for me, it was in my mind to come to Israel. You may want to ask me why. I've worked in Israeli company way back, maybe 30 years ago. Yeah, thereabout. And I know they are very, very thorough. Whatever they are doing, they are good at it. I say, if we also have a doctor from Israel, if he knows anything related to my problem, he will also be able to resolve it. So that was how I decided. And also my cousin, who is also into medical sciences, said that he knows some doctors in Israel that are very good. So that now confirmed my choice to come to Israel. Which hospital? We don't know. So we did that on the website. We got, first of all, Asuta and Hezekiah. But you may ask me how I came to zero on Hezekiah Medical Health Center instead of Asuta. Yes. We were writing to both hospitals, but the response we got from these two hospitals, this place is wonderful. We just described my problem, and almost the same minute, Lisa replied immediately. So we started talking, and as we were talking with this hospital, so we were also talking with Asuta. At the time, both hospitals asked us to bring some documentations, maybe former treatment, whatever, medical report from my former hospital. We sent it, but the way this hospital responded is wonderful. I still continue to say it. I don't know Lisa before. Lisa Kutang is a wonderful worker. It's a good image for this hospital. When we made up our minds to come, Lisa said that the hospital will handle we apply for the visa from here in Israel to Nigeria. So which they actually did. But my condition was such that I cannot leave my house to Nigerian state capital, Abuja, because you know I cannot sit upright. I cannot walk. So how do I go to Abuja? My wife that would have gone for us was also my caregiver. She cannot leave me alone at home and go to Abuja to apply for visa. So somebody somewhere spoke to the ambassador in Nigeria, and the ambassador said, yes, for such a case, we can help them. Let them post their passports, and we posted the passport to them. In 5 days or 6 days, we had our visas without necessarily going to your embassy. Lisa again helped us, connected us to an agent who got us a hotel. We arrived to the hotel on Saturday. Then the next day, we looked for the hospital, which was just opposite the hotel. And we had some scheduled tests. So we went through all the tests that day, on a Sunday. Then the surgery had to wait until about 4 days later because of financial transfer issues. We are going for something critical, something unknown. The result could be either side. But I came all the way from Nigeria, I had to do it. So there was no way I could go back. So as early as 8:30, we were in the hospital and some preliminary documentation started going on. By few minutes to 10, I was already wheeled to the theater. And that was the last thing I knew until about 5 hours later, when I found myself in the recovery room. Pain was terrible. And I wasn't sure if the correction was already made until Friday morning. Your physiotherapist came, 2 of them, and said, we want to try to go out for a walk. In my mind, I was, are you out of your mind? They said, you have to start to learn how to walk now. So they encouraged me to get out of the bed, and I got up with the help of a walker. I took some steps, and I could not believe it. I sat down, sit up, no pain. And that was a miracle to me, considering the pains I've gone through for some months now, even though it was unbelievable to me that I could still walk with my feet. But the next day being Saturday, it was much better. You know, I could take more steps with a walker without so much apprehension and pain, unlike the previous day. Okay, my medical situation now is good, just that I cannot walk alone without the help of a walker now. I'm looking forward to a time when I will be able to walk without the assistance of a walker and the cane, the walking stick. And considering the enormity of the surgery, that we will have to allow healing to take place naturally. So, you know, walking and doing other things normally, as it used to be, will take some time. I will gladly introduce Azalea Medical Center to friends, neighbors, and other people. I found out that most of the medical doctors, they are good and they speak good English. Yes. And they are very, very meticulous in their jobs. So, and I'm not here to praise them, but from my experience with them, I think they know what they are doing. I discovered that life in itself is really, really short. Very short. So all of us should be thinking of our latter end. Because we go about, you know, just moving. You have, if I ask you, you have 10 years plan now, but nobody can tell if we will see the next 5 years. Because for me, I've never been sick. That the first sickness I'm having, and it came in less than 6 months, I was down and I could not move. I could not believe my eyes. So we should always learn to prepare for that end of our sojourn here in this world. I would tell any friend that I know has a challenge that there is a place I know in Israel that can do, if you like, wonders.
My name is Mrs. Sophia Unominim Bright. I am Nigerian. We saw your hospital on the internet, and we got in touch with the hospital, and there was our first contact was Miss Yifat Mano, and she was wonderful, sent us papers for visas and all that, and it was quite easy getting the visa also. It was actually easier than we had thought it would be. Yifat handed, sent a mail, and Mr. Alexei took over from there. He made reservations for us, hotel reservations, and told us we'll be picked up, and also told us who the case manager was going to be and how she was going to meet us and, go with me to every appointment and all that. So we got in touch with her. Her number was included, Yuli, and we've been in touch with her since then. And after we arrived, there was somebody to pick us at the airport, and then Yuli also called to know how we were, if we had arrived, and then to tell us what the appointment was going to be like and what time we were to get here, and then we took it on from there. We had the treatment plan sent before we left Nigeria, so we know the appointments that we had, to keep and all that. So as we arrived here, we had tests run, had blood tests and all that, and she explained at the time that it was normal tests necessary, for people who might require surgery. So we had those tests. We came with our MRI reports, and when the doctor looked at it, when we kept his appointment, he didn't think it was necessary for me to have another MRI done. There was also an examination, and he explained, what the diagnosis was, and explained what the treatment would be. He gave us options and explained what each option entails. Professor Shabat, yes. I'm going to have to do a minor discectomy, and well, actually I came in with a problem, of bulging discs, that were impinging on my nerve, on the spinal cord. Okay, I think applying pressure on the cord and affecting my right leg, and I also had lower back pain. Okay, so he showed us all that, on the MRI disc, showed us, where the problem was and what he would need to do. I'm scheduled for that on Sunday evening, and I'm told I'll come in, and it's not going to take time. I won't even need to stay in the hospital, to stay overnight. It's something that will be a procedure that will be done, and then I'll leave shortly after. There has been coordination, and it's been prompt, and we haven't, there hasn't been any stress, any hassles at all. I don't feel like I'm in a hospital, and so I'm relieved. I did not have to worry about anything at all,